Hello, and welcome to this classical piano video lesson here at Liberty Park Music. My name is West, and I'll be your instructor. Today we're going to look at a short piece by the Belgian pianist and composer Jean-Louis Goberts, whom you probably know better by his nom de plume, Louis Streabbog. This piece is known as the Whirlwind, and it functions very similarly to an etude in that throughout we're going to be working with a particular technical device. That device, as you'll discover, is the Chromatic Scale, which, for those of you who don't know, is the scale we get when we combine all of the black notes and white notes on the piano sequentially. This scale is featured prominently throughout music literature, so being familiar with it is definitely to your advantage. Okay, let's take a listen to this piece. So the first thing to do for a short piece like this, which we really should do for any piece, is to look at the form and get a sense of the broad scale of the material. Now it's kind of an ABA form with some developments at the end of the B section to get us into the second A section, and then at the end of that second A section heading towards the climactic falling line. Measures 1 through 8 are our A section, with 2 4-bar phrases that have a long line followed by 2 short lines. This is a very common phrase structure. Measures 9 through 24 encompass our B section, which is split into 2 8-bar phrases that have the left hand playing an upwards chromatic scale twice over the course of the first 4 bars, and then splits into these winding back and forth figures in the right hand for the second 4 bars. We have a brief transition at measure 24, and then we get back into our A section for bars 25 through 36. However, when we get to bar 37, we reach all the way up to this high F7 key to play this long descending chromatic line for the next 3 bars until we finally land at bar 40. Then we finish it all off with a little flourish at the end in 41 and 42, and that's the form. One last thing to point out before we get into some details is that the accompaniment for everything in this piece is mostly waltz style. Notice the 3/4 time signature. And this means that we usually have a bass note followed by a couple of harmony notes, or in some cases we'll just have to hold a chord. Also worth noting is that the key of this piece is F major. And both of these things can be handy to think about up front because we can use these simplified bits of information that they provide us to anchor us as we dive into figuring out these chromatic lines.